Still high. What I mean by that is just being in nature on an autumn morning. There's a high to the still of nature. I used to come here years ago when I was in high school with my girlfriend. And it wasn't just because I was with my girlfriend. We realized how pleasant it was to come to nature, to be with nature. As adolescents and all that, there was so much going on in our lives. It was amazing how we were drawn to nature just to get away from the pace of being an adolescent. It was exciting times, of course, but I'm reflecting back in those days why she and I came to this spot overlooking the Hudson River. It was just a beautiful time in my life and her life, I'm sure. I would think if I bumped into her today, she would say those were great days together. And they were very special. But the reason why I came back here this morning is because it is autumn, and I've told you in my past videos, I've been reflecting a lot about my life and how important it is to reflect, but also to live in the moment. So I am living in the moment more and more each day, having the time and the ability to do so without many distractions. But being here this morning reminds me of the days of my youth. But at the same time, I feel as young as I did back in the day. It took a bit of a path to get back to that feeling. And the reason for coming across this path again, after years of being removed from this path, I come to realize that being in nature is so important in our ability to be more connected to our true selves. You know, I talk about the ego and moving away from the ego and becoming more connected to our souls. And we could define our soul as being something spiritual, in which it is, but at the same time also identifying with your true self, because your soul is your true self. And the more and more I spend time being still, being away from the distractions of everyday life and modern society, I become more and more in tune with my own vibes, how it relates to my surroundings. I tend not to be affected by the distractions of everyday life anymore, the modern day of multimedia, you know, the TV, always going to my Facebook, looking at how many subscriptions I have on YouTube, which really shouldn't matter at all. What really matters to me is sharing my life at this point with others who may not be exactly where I am today, or have surpassed where I am today, or may be where I am at this moment. The point I'm making is the stillness of being away from all those distractions offer me a high that I can't get from anywhere else but from within. Reconnecting to myself. We all have our own identity. Our true identity is in there. It always has been. When we were born, we had just what we have today. But I think we were more aware of our true identity because we were so much our soul being until we got distracted with learning how to be human, or how to adapt to being human. Spiritual beings living a human experience. I know this sounds a little far-fetched. It might be out there for a lot of you, but I think and I believe that most of us walk through this life forgetting who we truly are, because we want to fit into society, we want to fit in with our friends and even our family. We see things on social media, TV, we see how other people are living, and if we're not happy of who we are, a lot of times we seek to be like others. That's not the path to take. The path is unique. You're unique. We're unique. It's important for us to look in the mirror and see beyond our human face. To be in the still of nature or in a quiet room. You know, people talk about meditating. Well, there's all techniques of meditating. There's other techniques like yoga. But I find the success of getting so much out of being still is allowing your mind to be at peace, to stop thinking about yesterday and looking forward to tomorrow, or trying to figure out what you're going to do later on today. Be still. Just let your mind relax. Listen to the sound of the cars passing on the Palisades Parkway. Listen to the jet passing by. Allow yourself to hear the leaves falling, the birds chirping. But just allow yourself to listen to your surroundings and just be still. And once you are able to be still and allow yourself to just unwind and hear yourself, feel your heart and the blood circulating through your body. Feel the coolness of the breeze, especially this morning. It's 52 degrees, my kind of weather, because I could feel that breeze much better other than the heat of the summer. I love autumn. Autumn is the time when the season changes. The leaves start falling from the trees after the beautiful colors appear. And in this environment, it allows me to see the river differently, to see the sky differently, to see the trees differently, and to see myself differently. And the natural wellness of being still and quiet and removing all the distractions of everyday life brings you more in contact with your true self, your soul. I talk about letting go of the ego. This is a good way of doing it. We're not too important in everyday society. What's more important is who we are and what we think of ourselves, without putting on the mask, putting on a different hat to please others. Yes, we have to have certain character in society. We want to be judged on good character. We want to be truthful, we want to be honest, we want to be caring. But it's important for us to care about ourselves first, to allow ourselves to be well, take care of our health, and know that the only way that we could enjoy life is to enjoy ourselves, be ourselves, and to go with the flow and not let things bother us. It doesn't matter really what's happening in the world right now. What really matters is how you feel today, so that you can deal with all the challenges that come your way. So I'm still high on being still because now I feel relaxed, I feel content, I feel at peace. And anytime that you feel that you're becoming anxious or stressed or dealing with anxiety, no matter where you are, step out in nature, find a place where you can relax and be still. And the stillness will give you a feeling of being high on nature, giving you a peaceful understanding about yourself and what surrounds you. What surrounds us is beautiful. Surround yourself with the beauty of nature, and also surround yourself with people that bring the best out of you. Allow you to be yourself, not a pretender. Jackson Browne's song, The Pretender, listen to it. It has different meanings to many people. It has a different meaning to me, perhaps, than it will you. But wherever you are in this point in your life, that song will resonate with you at this moment. I'm not pretending to be somebody I'm not. I'm through with that. And this is why I'm doing this video today. As you know, I have a channel. I don't have many subscribers, but I'm hoping that people like you and me, will start connecting and sharing the thoughts that we have. I would like to hear your thoughts about being still, being connected to yourself, finding your true identity, perhaps discussing what having your soul is to you, where you are in this moment or time in your life. I really enjoy the comments. Please comment and provide me with your opinion. Perhaps it could be the Jackson Browne song, The Pretender. What does that mean to you? And how do you feel when you are in the still of the day or the still of the moment? Most important. In nature or in the quietness of a room, or wherever you find a place to be still. If you haven't subscribed, excuse me, I'm choking up. If you haven't subscribed, please consider, because it helps me connect to you and others who are sharing their moments of life with us, so that we can learn more about ourselves and also to learn more about others. We're not alone. We're somewhat quiet about our spiritual side, but I think more and more as we get deeper and deeper into the falsehood of what life is in the social networks that we are in, the more we find the stillness is more better than the distraction. The still of the high I'm still high, and I hope you are too. Thank you so much for joining me, and please give me a thumbs up. It helps me connect to people like you and me. And I hope that you consider subscribing to my channel so we can go on this journey together. Thanks for coming along, and as always, I wish you well and peace. Be well.